And speaking of Luka Doncic and LeBron James and the comparisons that are being made to those two guys, here's where I see similarities, and then I'll give you a couple differences. One of the main glaring similarities that stick out at you is how those two guys can manipulate a defense, how those two guys can control the pace of a game. At their size, with their passing ability and the way they can put pressure on the rim and pressure on the defense, and with the vision that they have, they're a lot alike. They both understand what they're trying to get to on the court, and they will be very methodical in getting to whatever it is that they know that they want to get to. There's not many people in this league that can control a game or control the tempo and the pace of a game like that. I think one of the things that it requires is an uncanny ability for thinking the game of basketball. But this may sound a little cliche, but it also requires size. And the reason it requires size because if you can be sped up, you can't control a game. You can't control the pace of a game if you can be sped up. You can't speed Luka up. Luka's going to get to what he wants to get to. You can't speed LeBron James up. LeBron James is going to get to exactly what he wants to get to. Luka's 23. Obviously, he can't do it at the level that LeBron does it at yet, as consistent as LeBron, because LeBron has done it for so long. He's seen every defense possible. He's like the experience. You just can't teach experience. But Luka has that thing. He 100% has that thing. And he does it often. And so I definitely see the similarities there. Where I think they differ is Bron will take more transition opportunities, where Luka kind of doesn't, unless it's just a complete run out. And I think that's where they differ a little bit. It's like some games LeBron is totally looking to play in transition. Luka isn't quite looking to play in transition as much over the course of his career. Now, I've seen it at times where, he see a team that he could take advantage of in transition and he gets going in transition. But that's not his game because it doesn't allow him to play at the speed that he plays at. And he's better at that speed than any other speed. He's mastered playing at the pace that he wants to play at and not being sped up. And so I think that's where it differs for me in just the pace of play. Like LeBron's pace is still much faster than Luka's. I also think Luka, as great of a passer as he is, and he loves to pass the basketball, I think Luka looks for his shot a little bit more than LeBron. Now, LeBron is uber aggressive at times, but he's more often than not pass first. Luka is pass first at times too, but he's looking to score more than LeBron in those, like from a possession to possession situation. LeBron has times where I'm about to score 15 points in 2 minutes, and good luck, nobody's stopping it. But from just over a course of 48 minutes, from a possession to possession basis, I think Luka looks to score a little bit more than LeBron has. Now, in saying that, it just shows you also how great LeBron is, because here I am saying Luka looks to score a little bit more than LeBron, and LeBron's 1,300-some odd points away from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring leader. And there's this notion of LeBron James is not a scorer. Let me clear this up right now. I am not saying LeBron James is not a scorer at all, because the fact that people are even willing to say that LeBron James is not a scorer baffles me. It really baffles me. I mean, you even get idiots that play the game of basketball that's supposed to understand basketball that'll say LeBron James isn't a scorer. No, he just does everything and he scores. But to say he's not a scorer, that's just stupid and ridiculous. So I want to make it very clear that with that statement, I am not saying LeBron James is not a scorer. He's absolutely a scorer. He just passed the ball so well and see the floor so well and manipulate the game so well that you're like, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. And then you look up and like, oh, and he had 30 points. Yeah, because he can score the basketball, fool. But, you know, people have their own assumptions of what's going on the court, and I can't, hey, what you see is what you see. But stop confusing the fact that LeBron James is a scorer. He's 100% a scorer. And those that don't think so, got to question your basketball IQ. What game are you watching if you think LeBron James is not a scorer? So that's my comparison between Luka and LeBron. There's definitely something there. They definitely have similarities. And then you look up and it all makes sense. Luka has said over and over again, LeBron's his favorite player growing up. And then you're actually blessed with that size that Luka has. It all makes sense of why there are similarities there, because they're definitely there, and it feels a lot like playing against LeBron, playing against Luka every possession. And when you're playing against a guy like Luka Doncic, you need someone to take on that challenge. We've seen it for years throughout this run of Clay taking on that challenge of great guards on the other end. And last night, Wiggins took on that challenge, and we need him to continue to take on that challenge as it'll only get tougher. It won't get any easier. With a player like Luka, he's going to watch the film. He's going to make the necessary adjustments. He's going to continue to be aggressive. And you just got to continue to try to make it tough on him. Like I always say, you'd say he had his worst shooting game of his career, statistically speaking. And, some people will say, oh, he was shut down. You don't shut Luka Doncic down. Even in shutting him down, he had 20 points. Like you don't stop guys like that from scoring. They're going to score. Your job is to make it tough on them. And Wiggins did that last night. You just want to make it tough on them and you live with the result. And that's what we did. And, when you're guarding a guy like that, it's a total team effort. You have to know and trust that I can be aggressive into the ball and ultimately understanding that if I get beat, someone's going to be there to help me. Jimmy's absolutely incredible. He's one of those guys. I talk a lot about guys not being playoff guys. Jimmy's a playoff guy. Jimmy is 100% a playoff guy. Jimmy takes his game to another level during the playoffs. They got to get to Jimmy earlier. If they can get to Jimmy earlier, make Jimmy take jump shots early and not layups. You give up the jump shots first and make him gain confidence there, he can still make them. I'm not saying he can't. But you got a much better chance as opposed to him getting layups and free throws to start the game. The rim looks wider, it looks bigger, and then all of a sudden he get the J-ball going. He tough to stop. So got to give a lot of credit to Jimmy.